Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be trying out vegan frozen foods from Trader Joe's. Now some of these items might be seasonal, so for context, I'm filming in March of 2025. Now Trader Joe's often has a lot of vegan options. They rotate what they have fairly regularly, and as a result of those two things, I often entirely miss things. So I took a little bit of time the other day to walk more slowly through the frozen section at Trader Joe's, and I came up with all of these items, almost all of which I have never tried before. But wait, if you were about to go down into the comments and type something along the lines of processed food is garbage or just eat whole grains and vegetables. Firstly, I do eat whole grains and vegetables. I have a diverse diet that includes all sorts of vegan foods. Secondly, I think you mean highly processed foods, and that's subjective. Thirdly, we don't food shame on my channel, so if frozen foods are not for you, feel free to skip this video. Okay, let's get to tasting. Our first item is this chia bowl with mango and blueberry. Nutritional information for anyone who's interested. For the cooking instructions, you can either leave it on the countertop at room temperature for about an hour, or you could place it in the refrigerator overnight. Perfect if this is gonna be your breakfast the next day, or we can microwave it, which is what we're gonna do. This is what it looks like right now. I'm showing you because I have to stir it to keep on cooking it. I ended up doing about 2 minutes in the microwave for this. Cheers. It's got a strong mango flavor and that sort of jellyish, slimy-ish chia seed flavor. It advertised itself as having coconut cream in it. I do taste coconut, but I don't taste a lot of creaminess. And it would be, I think, a pleasant way to start your day. Obviously, the pricing may vary depending on when it is and where you are, but this cost me $3.49. I think it's pleasant. However, chia puddings are really easy to make at home, and they're really perfect for meal prep. So you could make them ahead of time and then just keep them in your fridge or even in your freezer for the rest of the week. And then you could customize the flavors as well. So for me, I don't think this chia pudding is worth it in terms of the price and the excess plastic. But I know everyone's different, and I will say it does taste good. Next up, Japchae. Japchae is a Korean sweet potato noodle, and by that they mean the noodle is made with a sweet potato starch. So sometimes called a glass noodle. Ingredients. Information. This is also gonna be another microwave deal. It looks like we're gonna microwave for 3 to 5 minutes. Here's our cooked japchae after about 5 minutes in the microwave. So I would say pretty good. The peppers and the carrots still have a bit of crispness to them, which is delightful. You often don't get that in frozen vegetables. I don't know that I wouldn't put the onions in it just because it has that bit of bitterness from being frozen. The noodles themselves are nice. They have a nice chewiness to them. I think maybe a little bit more sauce would also be nice. If I were to make this for my own lunch, I'd add a touch more soy sauce, a little bit of chili of some sort, like a hot sauce or something, and then maybe some freshly chopped scallions or cilantro just to add that bit of life back into it. This meal was also $3.49 at my Trader Joe's. Let's stay in Korea a little bit longer. I noticed that my Trader Joe's does have a lot of Korean offerings at the moment, and we're gonna try this kimbap. Again, if you're looking for the ingredients or the nutritional information. So this one, we're just going to microwave for 2 minutes. And here are our little kimbap. All right, so the kimbap was $3.99 at my store, and you get 9 of these pieces. You get 9 pieces. So I'm not like a huge sushi person. I don't mind it. I just don't go kind of crazy for it the way some people do. So that being said, I'm also not like a huge sushi snob or kimbap snob. I think this is pretty good. The rice has a nice texture. Seaweed is like maybe a little bit more shrunken than I would like, not really as fresh feeling. And the filling is good. It's got a braised tofu. Let's see, it looks like some carrot, maybe pickled radish or something, and some greens. It's not really like my favorite thing in the world, but it's definitely tasty. I'm gonna get these started. It's Kung Pao Tempura Cauliflower. Here's what we're looking at. And you can do this either in the oven or in the air fryer. Since I've already got my air fryer out, we're gonna do the air fryer. So that's 375, 15 to 18 minutes. Our cauliflower are done. Excellent. So the cauliflower themselves, hi buddy, are very light and the batter is very crispy. The sauce is not my favorite thing in the world. It's a little bit sweet. I don't know, maybe it's just that I'm expecting these to have a buffalo flavor to them and they don't. It's not bad. I think it's growing on me, actually. These were, I believe, the most expensive thing I got at almost at $5.99 for the package. It is a larger package. There you go. Penne Arrabbiata. It looks like it's just pasta and pasta sauce. We're gonna be doing it in the microwave because they say we can. 50% flour for 4 minutes, and then another 3 minutes. So the point we've reached now is that I don't know how to use my microwave. There's something you do that can change the power level. I've seen it done before. I've even done it before, but I don't know how. So I've hit a lot of buttons and nothing has worked. Now I've texted my boyfriend. He's at work. We'll see if he gets back to me. Otherwise, we might just heat this pasta up by waiting several hours. Clueless. I Googled it. There's no need for boyfriends anymore. I did not heat up a lot of it, but this is what our penne looks like. The pasta is not soggy. It's a little bit more dente that I like, but the sauce is good. So this costs $3.49 at my Trader Joe's. I would not buy it because I actually found it more complicated than boiling water and putting pasta sauce on it. You can buy both penne and the same pasta sauce at Trader Joe's already. I think that's the way to go, unless you only have access to a microwave, in which case, this is a pretty good pasta for a microwave. Next, we're gonna try these crispy shiitake mushrooms that are battered and fried. Now, you can either cook these in the oven or the air fryer. Again, we're gonna go for the air fryer. Here we have our crispy shiitakes. Time to try our mushrooms. They came out sizzling hot, so hopefully they're not too bad. They look very crispy. Huh, it's very hot. The mushrooms themselves don't actually have all that much flavor. They're very mild tasting for a shiitake. The crispy batter on the outside is amazing. However, I think you really would want some sort of a dipping sauce with this, like a vegan blue cheese or something like that. The mushrooms cost $4.99 for the package. Ooh, actually, that's pretty good. Mushroom with the tomato sauce. Let's go back to Korea with these rice balls filled with beefless bulgogi and vegetables. It looks like it comes in 3 packs. And we're going to microwave 1 pack for 1 minute and 20 seconds. I will say that the little package is pretty adorable. I do appreciate that on the individual pack, it has the cooking instructions as well. So if you took this, say, to work with you or something like that, you wouldn't have to rely on yourself remembering how to heat these. Cheers. It's definitely kind of hardened on the outside where it got the most zapped by the microwave. It's got a nice flavor, but again, it's like a little bit sweeter than I prefer. While the top layer of rice is a little bit crispy, the rest of it I think has a nice soft texture. Again, for me, it's just like sweetness. I don't think I would buy this one again personally myself. Now this one was $5 and you get 3 of them in a pack. Next up, we're going to do this roti with Thai red curry. Now, this has 2 things going on and we're going to cook them separately. You can see you have a multitude of cooking options. I think I'm going to go with the microwave for the curry and the air fryer for the roti. Here we have our Thai curry. It is a fairly brothy curry, although it does have some vegetables in it. And here we have our roti. I did cook the roti several minutes longer than it suggested, and they're still not exactly as crispy as I would expect. To the best of my knowledge, roti is actually Indian, and Thai curry is Thai. So it is a little bit interesting to me that they've chosen to serve them together. I would say the curry is fairly spicy and a little bit oily. The roti have that good like whole wheat roti flavor. They have crispness. Again, I think you could get more if you just cooked it even longer. You definitely get a lot of roti in proportion to the curry, which I'm not complaining about. Because ultimately, while the curry is good, I really like the roti a lot more. So I don't know if Trader Joe's sells the roti on their own, but if they don't, they should. So this frozen meal was at $4.29 at my Trader Joe's. Next, we're gonna try these Kanom Krok Thai coconut pancakes. And here's all the back information. Now we're gonna air fry this as they recommend for 7 to 8.5 minutes. And it comes in a package like this with all of them sort of connected, like a sheet of ravioli. These little Kanom Krok are the ones that I'm most interested by because I have no idea what this dish is. It is entirely unfamiliar to me. I hear there's something in the middle. They're very crispy. And then underneath here, it seems almost like a bit like gummy. That's pretty delicious. The edges are super, super crispy, like wafer crispy. And then this center bit is sweet, but also salty and very coconutty and like almost like a mochi texture. Yeah, like a coconut mochi, kind of salty, custardy texture with these crispy, crispy edges. So these were only $3.29. You get, I think, 9 of these little pancake bites in that. Absolutely, I would get those again. I might go get them again tomorrow. These are quite delicious. We are gonna need the stovetop for this. Spicy Mexican style riced cauliflower. Tomatoes, bell peppers, and jalapenos. At the same time, we're also gonna cook these little vegetable dumplings. These are a classic dim sum style dumpling filled with chives and vegetables. A microwave would certainly be easier, but we are going to steam them because we are committed. If you too want to steam something but don't have a steamer, this is what you can do. I've got an oven-safe plate and I've placed my dumplings on some parchment paper just so they don't stick to the plate. I've got some water boiling. You only need a very small amount. And then I'm going to use the ring for a mason jar lid and plop it on the bottom. Then I can plop my plate on top of that, keeping it elevated out of the water. Cover, and you're steaming. Mexican style cauliflower rice. It has a good jalapeno scent to it. The flavor is nice, a good amount of chili, a good amount of bell pepper flavor. It's ultimately not really giving rice though. What I think I would like to do with something like this is to mix it maybe with some crumbled tofu and use that in like a filling, like maybe a stuffed pepper. It's not bad, but it's not great. These were, I think, $3.99 and they came in a pack of, I want to say 12 dumplings. They suggest you serve it with a dipping sauce. I'm just going to eat it. It definitely has chives / greens as the predominant flavor. I would say that the wrapper to filling ratio is a bit off. I think it should have a bit more filling for the amount of wrapper it has, but these were pretty good. I would probably get these again. The final thing we're going to eat is this pad see ew. I will say I love a Thai noodle more than most things in the world. Pad Ki Mao is kind of my go-to. Pad Thai tends to be a bit sweet for me, but pad see ew is a great option, as long as it's a pad, you know? What I really like is the amount of garlic in here. The sweetness, a bit high for me. That seems to be a theme. I think that it could be a little bit more balanced, just with a bit of soy sauce. Actually. Even just that little bit of soy sauce does make it feel a bit more balanced. The vegetables are good. The noodles are good. The garlic is really good. Is there supposed to be tofu in here? Okay, so there is tofu, but there is so little of it that I was kind of confused on if it was supposed to be in there. So I guess if you're expecting a lot of tofu, you would be disappointed. But they do not advertise it as being with tofu. It's just kind of snuck in there. So I don't think that that's really a big deal. I would say slightly too sweet and not much spice. So if you like spicy food, you might want to add a hot sauce to this. This dish was $3.79 at my Trader Joe's. I would get it again. I would augment the sauce a little bit. Alrighty, I'm gonna share my favorites and my least favorites with y'all. I will say that nothing was really bad. There was nothing that I was like, oh, this is horrible, I don't want to eat this. But there were some things where I was like, it's not really worth it, it's not really convenient enough, and it's just not quite to my taste. So on the bottom of the pile for me, in no particular order, we have this spicy Mexican style cauliflower rice. It just didn't really do anything for me. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. It had a good flavor. It just didn't work as rice for me. Next, this penne. This one, it wasn't bad at all. It just wasn't easier than just making pasta and sauce. And it was more expensive. So I would say, in most cases, not worth the money. So this is probably mostly just personal taste, but these were just too sweet for me. They were also one of the more expensive things I bought. So ultimately, this is not something that I would buy again. And we have the roti with red curry. Now this one's interesting because I would put it both on the top and on the bottom. I didn't really enjoy that red curry all that much. It's a little bit oily, a little bit spicy, and not a lot of vegetables. So for that reason, I would put it kind of on the bottom on my list. But I did really like the roti. They had a nice flaky chewiness to them, and I would get that half of the dish again. Next, our pad see ew. It's certainly not the best pad see ew I've ever had, but garlicky white noodles for like a single serving lunch, this was definitely my favorite option. These crispy shiitake mushrooms. The mushrooms themselves, again, didn't do all that much for me, but they got so crispy. And then when I mixed them with the marinara sauce from the pasta, it was quite delicious. I would get these again. I would probably serve them with a vegan blue cheese or a marinara sauce or both. And finally, my favorite find, these Thai coconut pancakes. I've never had anything like them. They were delicious, crispy, mochi-ish. I don't know that these are gonna stick around a long time. Trader Joe's really does like to sort of rotate their foods. So I would get these while you can, just in case they disappear. Thanks so much, and now it's your turn. Tell me in the comments, did you agree with me? Did you disagree with me? What other frozen vegan Trader Joe's products should I try? I'm all ears. In the meantime, if you could like this video, that would be great. If you could share it with your other vegan friends, that would be amazing. And if you could subscribe, we'd love to see you next time. Thanks, bye-bye. Just popping back in to say that if you think someone who's insanely rich isn't interested in taking your money because it's just crumbs to them, I don't think you understand how they got rich.